I have this battle with my ego that loves to keep me down and beat me up. And so I have this inner battle going on, and I know that's part of the journey. And my question is, at what point is the ego going to absolutely be quiet and let me have more bliss, and does it ever go away?
The ego loves a fight. It just absolutely loves a fight. So whenever you kind of muster all your energies and supports and say, okay, Buster, I'm coming after you. Kind of like when we watched the clips, I hear you, I know you're there, I'm coming to get you. That was in our clip last night, in the elevator, I'm coming to get you. And the ego said, are you? Good, good. It's like, trying to get rid of me, aren't you? You could hear all of its words spewed it out, for the whole thing. And basically, in A Course in Miracles, Jesus kind of goes through these two approaches. One is called mastery through fear, and one is called mastery through love. And basically, you can't really master fear. All you can do is what he calls mastery through love. Is basically pull your investment away from it. In other words, it's just a belief system that's like a puff of nothingness. But when you give it faith and you use the power of your mind, that puff of nothingness turns into something in awareness, even though it's nothing. So it's like a mirage, it's not really there, but if you believe in it, it sure seems to be there. And it seems to then be an opposing force, And so, how do you get it to be quiet? How do you transcend it? How do you make it go away, disappear or something? And it is possible, but what it is you have to withdraw your investment from it. In fact, in the Course, Jesus says, you made the ego by believing in it, and you can dispel it by withdrawing your belief from it. So it would be kind of like if you had, I use the analogy, let's say you had like a loud appliance, like a blender, that's how the ego can sound sometimes, like a blender, cranking up high speeds and everything. Well, you can try to hit the buttons on the blender, but sometimes you do and you just get all these different speeds. And sometimes, if the thing is broken even, you can even hit the off button and the thing won't shut up. I mean, you even hit it off and it's still going. What would you do? Well, obviously, you follow the cord down to wherever this thing is getting the juice and you unplug it. Just like with a computer, I'm sure you probably might have had the experience where a computer freezes and you try escape button, nothing happens. You try different things, you do Control, Alt, Delete, nothing happens. And so you could sit there and be frustrated with a frozen computer, or you can do what I do. Where's the plug? Get that sucker. I'll get you off there. You'll see if you can freeze with this. That's how they say, don't be careful, you'll damage the thing. No, my state of mind is too important. Let's get the plug out of there. So that's a good analogy of what you have to do with the ego, is it's going to run and run and run, seem to run with the energy, mind energy that you give it. Now, how do you unplug it? Well, it's very much like they talk about in the East, neti, not this, not that. You can't really approach truth directly. It's more of a sense of of discovering everything that truth isn't, that you believe in. That's what neti is about. It's not this, not that. Kind of fun, you go into your mind, definitely not this, not this, not this. The more you start to notice the things that you've believed in and invested in, that you thought were real and true and valuable, that aren't, then it's like taking the wind out of the ego's sails. It's like deflating it. That's been my life, not this, not this. I mean, I questioned everything. I started questioning, I think, consciously, maybe when I was in university. I questioned everything. I had professors, I even had graduate assistants, I had fellow classmates saying to me, David, please, please stop it. Just stop it. Stop questioning everything. Get a life. For God's sake, get a life. You're just absolutely questioning the heck out of everything. Is it so? You know, Byron Katie, you know, is it so with everything? I would go to churches and synagogues and read books and philosophies, listen to professors talk who are supposed to be experts, watch Oprah Winfrey, listen to the experts on Oprah, da-da-da-da-da. I questioned everything. And there wasn't a lot of support for it. I mean, basically the people around me were going, what a waste. What a big waste.
You're just speaking my language, because I'm getting my master's right now in mental health counseling.
Yeah.
So when you spoke about all the psychology and everything, you know, I've intellectualized everything for years. And in the last 5 years, I've realized it's just for nothing. And, you know, so I look at the ego and say it's serving me somehow to have these thoughts, you know, because I'm trying to keep myself down. And this explained it all to me, that I'm just afraid of my own greatness, and why does this voice keep me down, and how do I get it to be quiet? And it really launched me on a great direction. But I guess little by little, I'll have to find out why, you know, what little pieces can I get rid of one at a time. And eventually, I'm hoping, you know, whether it's messages from your childhood or someone told you something, why do you want to believe that? And why are you so attached to that belief? And then one by one, if you get rid of them all, then spirit will be able to shine brighter. I'm hoping. That's my assessment.
It does seem to be piece by piece, you know, as you're going through it. There's no other way to look at it. And then it's almost like if you had just like a pyramid has a point, has an apex at the top. If you reverse the pyramid and you saw that reversed pyramid as the point, the apex is like the belief in separation, and basically what seems to be the pyramid are all these stacks of beliefs, false concepts and beliefs that were stacked on top of the apex to guard and to protect the apex. I mean, if you saw the apex was not real, and you saw that every single thing that was stacked on top was identical to the apex, you would instantly see that illusions are one. That's the one thing the ego doesn't want you to see, because the first principle of A Course in Miracles of the 50 is that there are no order of difficulty in miracles, and what goes along with that is that there are no hierarchy of illusions, that all illusions are equally the same. So this is what the whole system is designed to protect, the idea that illusions are different, that there is even harder illusions, easier illusions, more difficult illusions, more challenging illusions. No, there's no order of difficulty, they're all equally the same. There was a little mantra I used to kind of meditate to: what is the same cannot be different, and what is one cannot have separate parts. I would just go around and around with that one meditation. That's where this is all heading, and until you get close to that apex, it will seem to be in your experiences that you're going through it piece by piece. That's the only way that it can be experienced.